What makes a virtue virtuous? Is it the action, the intention, or the result? Let's ponder this for a moment. Virtue, a concept that transcends cultures and epochs, is often seen as a beacon of moral excellence. But what precisely makes a virtue, well, virtuous? Is it the action itself? Or perhaps it's nestled in the intention behind the action? Could it be that the result of the action is what truly matters? This trifecta of action, intention, and result forms the core of our understanding of virtue. Imagine a person who helps an elderly cross the street. Is the virtue in the act of helping, the intention to assist, or the result of the elder safely reaching the other side? The answer, as you might suspect, isn't simple. Understanding virtue requires us to delve deep into our understanding of actions, intentions, and results. It's a journey of introspection, a path towards moral wisdom. So, are you ready to explore? Take courage, for example. Is it the brave act, the intention to be brave, or the result of bravery that makes it a virtue? Let's delve into this by looking at some historical examples. One of the most iconic figures of the civil rights movement, Rosa Parks, showed enormous courage on a winter's day in 1955. Her brave act? Refusing to give up her bus seat to a white passenger in segregated Montgomery, Alabama. But it wasn't just the act that displayed her courage. It was the intention behind it. Parks knew the consequences she could face, yet she chose to take a stand against racial segregation. Her intention was to fight for equality, and she was ready to face any repercussion for it. The result? A national conversation was sparked about racial segregation, leading to the eventual end of bus segregation in Montgomery. On a different timeline, let's travel back to ancient Greece, specifically the Battle of Thermopylae. In the year 480 BC, a small force of 300 Spartans led by King Leonidas faced a Persian army, said to be in the hundreds of thousands. The Spartans knew their chances of victory were slim, yet they chose to fight, displaying an act of extreme bravery. Their intention? To defend their homeland and inspire the rest of Greece. The result, although they perished, their heroic stand inspired the rest of Greece to unite and eventually defeat the Persians. In both instances, the act, the intention, and the result all played a vital role in demonstrating the virtue of courage. The act showed bravery in the face of adversity. The intention revealed a noble purpose. And the result, while not always victorious in the traditional sense, led to significant changes and inspired countless others. So, courage then is not just about brave acts, but also about brave intentions and results. It's about standing up for what you believe in, despite the odds, and inspiring change through your actions. What about wisdom? Is it the wise decision, the intention to be wise, or the result of wisdom that makes it a virtue? Let's take a journey through history to find the answer. Let's begin with the biblical King Solomon, renowned for his wisdom. When two women came to him, each claiming to be the mother of a baby, Solomon made a decision that startled everyone present. He proposed to divide the baby in two, giving each woman a half. A shocking decision, you might think, but it was the response to this decision that revealed the true mother. The woman who was willing to give up her claim to save the child's life was recognized as the true mother. In this case, Solomon's wisdom wasn't just about making a wise decision, but also about the intention behind it, to expose the truth and ensure justice. Moving on to a more recent example, let's consider Albert Einstein, the father of modern physics. Despite his significant contributions to the field of nuclear physics, Einstein refused to participate in the development of the atomic bomb during World War II. His decision, though controversial, was based on the understanding of the catastrophic consequences such a weapon could bring. It was a decision that prioritized the preservation of human life over scientific achievement. Here, the virtue of wisdom was demonstrated not only in the decision itself, but also in its result, a peaceful use of his knowledge. These examples show that wisdom as a virtue is not just about making wise decisions. It's about the intention behind the decision and the outcome it produces. Wisdom is about understanding the broader picture, considering the implications of our actions and choosing the path that leads to the greatest good. It's about using our knowledge and understanding to navigate through complex situations and make decisions that positively impact ourselves and others. Wisdom, therefore, is not just about wise decisions, but also about wise intentions and results. Consider justice. Is it the just action, the intention to be just, or the result of justice that makes it a virtue? As we delve into the annals of history, we find numerous examples that illuminate the virtue of justice from different angles. Let's take a look at the life of Mahatma Gandhi, a figure who championed the cause of justice through peaceful protests. His actions in themselves were an embodiment of justice. He firmly believed in nonviolence and truth, rejecting aggression and deceit. His actions were not just, they were also guided by a deep-rooted intention to be just. He wanted to bring about a fair and equitable society where every individual's rights were respected. His persistent efforts eventually led to India's independence, a result that was undeniably just. Now let's shift our focus to another corner of the globe, South Africa, and to another iconic figure, Nelson Mandela. Mandela's life was a testament to his unwavering commitment to justice. His actions, like Gandhi's, were aimed at achieving justice, but in a different way. He fought against the oppressive apartheid regime, enduring 27 years of imprisonment for his beliefs. His intention was clear: to dismantle an unjust system and replace it with one that affirmed the dignity and equality of all citizens, regardless of their race. And yet, Mandela's story doesn't end there. After his release and subsequent election as the country's first black president, he set up the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This was a unique approach to justice, seeking not revenge but understanding, healing, and reconciliation. The results were profound, helping to heal a deeply divided nation and set it on a path towards a more inclusive future. So, what can we glean from these historical examples? That justice is not just about actions in isolation. It's about the intention behind those actions and the results they lead to. Justice, then, is not just about just actions, but also about just intentions and results. So, what makes a virtue virtuous? Is it the action, the intention, or the result? In our journey through history, we've seen that the answer to this question is not simply black and white. Virtues are multifaceted gems, reflecting a myriad of aspects that shape our morality. Let's take a moment to summarize the main points we've discussed about virtue thus far. We've seen that virtues are not just about what you do, but also why you do it. The act of giving to the needy, for instance, becomes virtuous not just because it's a kind act, but because it is driven by empathy, a genuine desire to alleviate suffering. Furthermore, virtues are about results too. Consider honesty. Speaking the truth is virtuous, but what if that truth causes unnecessary harm? Here, the virtue of honesty must be balanced with the virtue of kindness. The result of our actions, as well as the intention behind them, both play a crucial role in defining virtue. So, how do we synthesize all these aspects? How do we navigate this complex interplay of action, intention, and result? The answer lies in understanding that virtues are not standalone entities. They are interconnected, each influencing and being influenced by the other. Practicing virtue, then, is not simply about adhering to a checklist of good deeds. It's about developing a deep understanding of our actions and their impacts, cultivating a thoughtful mindset that carefully considers the why and the what of our deeds. It's about striving for balance, for harmony among the various virtues. Virtues are like the threads in a tapestry. Each thread is important, but it's the way they weave together that creates a beautiful and coherent picture. So too, our virtues intertwine to create the complex, beautiful tapestry of our character. In the end, a virtue is not just about what we do, but why we do it and what comes of it. Let us continue to weave our tapestries with thoughtfulness, empathy, and understanding, striving always to create a masterpiece of virtue.